Well, welcome back to the shop. Today I want to get started on the front suspension. So to get going, we need to basically disassemble the poorly assembled front end, try not to drop anything, and struggle with everything that was unsecurely attached. It was a struggle mostly because I forgot how many bolts I used to hold up each fender, and well, we had to figure that out as we went. Then I decided I need to go around and clean up a little bit and see if there's any structural damage that I haven't noticed before. Some I did know about. Yep, the top of that fender I did know about. And really good up close look at the frame rails, the fender aprons, and anywhere that we're going to be welding and cutting. So you may be looking at the front of this car and asking, why are we cutting it up and welding it back together? Well, the original suspension in this car was cut out to make room for a Mustang II style front suspension. And someone's going to ask, why a Mustang II in a first gen Mustang? Well, it's light, it's inexpensive, and it's compact. All three of those traits are excellent for this build because I do not have a lot of money to do this build. I cannot buy a $4,000 front suspension. I need the space for the big block Ford and the headers that we're going to make for it. And I need to remove as much weight from the front as I can because that big block Ford will be heavy. I don't have aluminum heads for it like I would really like. And the big cast iron block is heavy. Everything's heavy about it. Everything about a Ford 460 or a 429 is heavy. It's just the way it is. Maybe someday I'll be able to buy an all aluminum A460, C460, something like that. That would be awesome, but not this car, not this time around. So I have to get some rust converter or something and, slather some on there and let it eat the rust away, and then we'll get it welded up, get that fixed up. The driver's side, fortunately, the original welds have held strong. Kind of makes me wonder what happened over there. Turns out I do have some grinding to do on the bottom. Oh, there's a little more rust. A little more grinding to do. Get rid of some of the junk hanging off the bottom of the rail. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to follow this line. Come on, camera, focus on my finger here. We're going to follow this line. We're going to come right down. Oh, it's a brand new paint pen. Hold on. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to cut basically straight down to where the two panels meet. And then this side, I'm going to follow that down. Same way. Oh, come on. I thought these were good pens. Now, I am going to cut from the inside. So maybe I should have just marked it for... That's easier to see here. Basically, all that's going to go away. And then this is... I think this has got spot welds in it. Yeah, there's one right there, one right there, one right there, one right there. Yeah. So we'll come in and we'll weld this seam back together here. And we'll come over here and do the same on this side. And I think I will weld these little tabs back to the frame. Now that I've bent the crap out of them trying to wire wheel down there. And then we will basically plate this from about here, just somewhere back here. So I was originally going to just make my own boxing plates out of some 1/8 inch hot rolled plate or cold rolled plate, something like that. But there are quite a few people that make plates, boxing plates for these front ends, and maybe I'll check those out. I know there's some pretty expensive ones, a few $100s, and there's some that are, $50. And I'm going to guess that the $50 ones are going to need to be modified. But that's not such a big deal because everything on this is custom anyway. So I'm going to start cutting on this, and I'm going to cut a little high, and then I'll come back and grind down a bit to make that outside corner nice and flush. And it should be easy. which means it probably won't be. And then we'll bust the welder out and we'll get it welded up, get it cleaned up. We'll see how it looks. I thought it came with a brush. That rubberized undercoating stuff just sucks. It's just everywhere. All over the car. Oh, such a pain. And it stinks when you grind it. Why are you recording? I didn't tell this thing to record. Why are you doing this to me? So one of the things I realized when I was grinding this is this top here is now thin because it was formed up, and I've cut through that, and now this is actually more like a knife edge than a nice end, you know, a nice square sheet metal end. So maybe I don't really need to worry about penetration. I'm probably going to have to worry about blowing through it now that I think about it. Where'd my straight edge go? Yeah, I only give you the close-up after I ground all the nastiness off. But again, what I'm looking for is just that they're linked together. It doesn't have to be a picture-perfect weld. I have to get in here and clean this crap up a little bit. There's something between this layer and this next layer here, and I can't hammer this edge flat, so I may grind and clean and weld and stitch that together. This side's a lot nicer. Alrighty, well, I've welded in what I wanted to weld today. Really, I wanted to be plating the frame rails this weekend, but I don't have the material, and even if I did, I don't think I'd have time to weld it all out. So this week I'm going to contemplate, am I going to buy panels, patch the boxing plates, or am I going to make some? And you will find out in the next episode. Alright, thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next time. So I rinsed this out with some water. Looks much better. There's a little bit left. Of course, after I sprayed it down with a little water to clean it out, and I was cleaning it with a rag, I pulled on the fender a little too hard. And I popped one of these little welds here, which there's not much to them. And really, this is a fender support up here, radiator support. I'll weld it back together, but it's not a super critical part.